computer. Okay, so Kristen, you had a question about you had somebody sign up, but they didn't show up on the leg. And so who's going to show up on your leg is any people that sign up to be a coach. And that's whether they're going to be an active coach or a discount coach. What you get then is you're going to have to look in your customer list. So anybody that signs up and does an order is going to show up in your customer list. And so everybody is going to create volume for you. That's a good thing. And so what happens is for customers, they create a retail volume, meaning based solely on what they have purchased. So you'll get 25% based on whatever your mom purchased. Now, did she get just the all access or did she get the challenge pack?
She got a challenge pack. But what I meant is when it shows you towards your volume and towards like the whatever success ranking, she doesn't show up in any of that right now.
Right. And she's not going to because she will show up Success Club points. And if she just signed up, when did she sign up? Yesterday?
Yesterday or today.
Okay. It can take up to 24, 48 hours sometimes to show up. It will always credit towards the month that the purchase is counted. So like if you get towards the end of the month and you're like pushing for Success Club points, it will always count towards the month. Like if it hits on June 28th, but it doesn't show up in your back office until like 1 July, it will count towards June. So you would make Success Club in June. It's hairy. You're just like, why can't this be immediate? But do keep an eye on it. I mean, this is your money. So if you're seeing something and it didn't come through, it's not a perfect system. I track my Success Club points and I track the commissions on there and I track my volume. Like, let's make sure it's right. So you saw your mom show up, mark her down. She should be 2 Success Club points. You get 2 lifetime per people. So if your mom were to order a challenge pack next month, you're not going to get any points for her. But when she gets her reshipment of Shakeology now, it counts as 90 personal volume points towards your volume, and then it counts. Then you get the 25% commission on that amount that was ordered. So what ends up happening, like as we talk about, and I hope this isn't too complicated, but there is actually going to be on Monday night the dream team. So Melanie Mitro's the bigger team. The team call is going to be all about like compensation and earning and understanding all of that. She just announced that today. So I think I've got something going on next week. So this is going to be perfect. I'm going to shift the team call to Monday night. And have all of us jump on that because I think it's really, really important for us to understand, as fun as it is or as great as it is to be helping everybody, we've got to figure out how to make a business profitable for ourselves and to really understand those nuances. And she does an excellent job explaining that. So mark your calendars, and I'll tell everybody tonight, mark your calendars for Monday. We're going to do the team call then. And then you guys get Thursday night free to keep inviting, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put Kristen on the board, the Success Club board. This is going to be exciting. Let me share my screen here real quick. And before I share, Kristen, did that answer your question?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. All right, so Safari, share screen. Can you guys see the slides? All right, cool. Okay. So, hold on one second. Oops. And it's gonna be like that tonight. So while we are on the call, I'm not gonna update it tonight. So exciting. So we had a ton of people get signed up for Sean Week. And this was really excited. I said 100 people, like, can we get 100 people in the group? And I wanted to count us as coaches. I wanted to count people that might've been past customers that we were re-engaging. And then also anybody new that we could bring in. And I thought that was important for all of us. And so Jenny Dugan, awesome job on 8. Kristen, hello, you brought 5 in. And I'm gonna talk to you in a minute about what we should be doing engagement-wise. And you see those numbers up there, and like everybody, even, oh, I didn't have Janet. Janet had one up there as well. So that's exciting. So you guys be super proud of yourself with just bringing people in and just getting them that exposure to Beachbody. Like that's really the great thing about it, because if you thought of them for a reason, you thought of them for this, that it could work for them. And now they may or may not have participated. And we'll talk about that in a second. And it happens, and we'll tell you why. But I also want to shout out highlights for Success Club already for people that have points on the board. Kristen, we just talked about that. Hello, 2 points for you already. Kara's at 2, I'm at 4, and my hubby is at 2 already. So I'm excited about having some, we got some numbers on the board right now, and that's exciting. And if you understand how to earn points for it, not every sale counts as Success Club points, but, oh, who is that? He's so cute. Not every sale counts for Success Club points, but you get it for if you're doing a challenge pack, if you're doing a challenge pack for new customers, not just because somebody bought a challenge pack this month, you get a lifetime maximum of 2 points per person. So if they buy a challenge pack this month, great. If they buy a challenge pack next month, great on the volume, great on the commission. It's not going to count as Success Club points. So just keep that in mind as you are going through your process. It's really Success Club rewards bringing in new customers. Okay. And we were just talking about this before we started recording, but the Shift Shop preview is on the 19th of June. So what the plan is that we are wrapping up the sneak peek, or the Sean week. And then on Saturday, I think it's Saturday, I announced that, hey, mark your calendars. I've got the script already loaded. I'm like, hey, mark your calendars. On the 19th, we're going to, we have another new program that's coming out. Come check this out. And it's going to be one of the 25-minute workouts, I believe. That's what's supposed to be in there. It will not show up in the on-demand until the morning of the 19th, just like Sean Week is doing every morning. That's what the same thing here with the Shift Shop. If anybody, and then in the showing up, if somebody is having problems, I just read this, if somebody's having problems with it loading, it's not showing up, or they just can't access it, have them clear their cookies in their browser, and that should fix it. If it doesn't, then there is a dedicated team. Have them call customer service, and they will get to the dedicated team that takes care of any on-demand technical issues. Okay. And I just want to make sure that does it still show recording up in the corner? Okay, just want to make sure. Let's see here. And then this month we're still doing the contest. So, if you're on the board, or if you've got some customers conversations going, we've got a contest going. So for every time you are sending out 50 invites, just print off, it's in the team page, just print off those pink donuts, X them off, sign your name, and post it back up on the you don't even have to sign your name, but just X them all off and post them up on the team page, and you've got a $15 gift card coming to you. If Starbucks isn't your thing, coffee and donuts, they just kind of seem to go together, right? So if it's not your thing, just tell me your $15 gift, where your gift card thing is. If you are an Amazon person like me, I mean, if you told me I got an Amazon gift card, I would do just about anything for an Amazon gift card. So if you told me I had to go send out 50 invites for something, got it. And so I know, just like if you've already sent out, you had 5 people sign up for the Sean T week, that's already 5 right there, plus anybody else that might not have signed up. So like, your mom has signed up now, Kristen, and whoever else maybe that you've talked to. It doesn't matter if they say yes or no and they sign up. You just have to be having the conversation. So for every 50 conversations that you have, then you mark that off, post it up on the team page, and you've got a gift card coming to you. If you hit Success Club in May or June, then you get the donut mug. Abs are cool, but if you tried donuts, I don't know. I was on a big donut kick recently. I don't know. I didn't even eat one, but I probably would have eaten one yesterday. I just went off the rails yesterday. But yeah, if you all have seen that post, it happens. And we're going to talk about social media and balancing our social media posts here in just a second too. But And then for anybody that hit Success Club in May and June, then you guys are going to get the fun workout tank, which is another thing that I would do just about anything for. You tell me I've got to do invites. I'll do invites for an Amazon card, and I will do just about anything for free workout shirts, fun workout shirts and cool gear. So love that stuff. All right, where are we at? All right, looking at the calendar, coming up is the Fit for the 4th. And that starts on the 19th. And it's going to be this whole prep week, the week of the 19th. What we use prep week for is to get the last minute people in, our last minute stragglers, like the people that we'd had these invites out or we've been having these conversations with, and they're kind of the stragglers. This is the week to get them in. By the 26th we need to be talking to them about like the next group. I really don't like starting people after a group has already started. Doesn't mean we can't, just let me know. But that the week of the 19th, don't think the 19th comes and that you can't put anybody else in. Use that whole week for prep week to get everybody else in. Remember, if they come in after the 19th, make sure you're taking care of them and you're showing them, like, getting them all caught up. Like they need to get their measurements, that they need to, take those pictures, that they have to figure out the date and time for their workout plan. The Fit for the 4th group is going to focus, it's going to be 21 days of, if you're used to 21-day fix, it's going to be pretty easy for you. If it's new to you, or at least the eating plan, if it's new to you, this is going to be exciting too. It's 21 days and we're really focused on dropping a pant size. So who wouldn't want to drop a pant size by like right after the 4th, right? Yeah, exactly. Everybody's, and it's not as hard as everybody thinks. And so there's a lot of people in the group that have got 10 plus pant sizes to lose, and to just be able to get that, and they've been struggling just to get that one, is a huge win. So like this, we are giving them the tools. I've got the meal plan almost done. I've pulled some of my old ones that I used, and we are going to have this group. It's only going to go, typically the groups do the prep week and then it goes for 4 weeks. This group is going to go for prep week, and it's only going to go for 3 weeks. Okay. 21 days, because it needs to stop in time for the release of Shift Shop. And we're going to do a focused group for Shift Shop, a beta test group for Shift Shop. So, and that will be that starts the 17th of July. Okay, so that's enough on the calendar. That's where we're at. If you have been talking to anybody about sneak peek calls, or like about coaching, or you have anybody in mind that you think would just be great coaches, originally I was supposed to be doing one this Sunday, the 18th, with another group of people. And I am not sure. I think 2 of them have had other commitments come up, so they aren't able to do it. I don't think I'm going to do one on the 18th. If that is the case, I'm still going to have this one be on the 28th. So I'm going to keep the call on the 28th for the coach sneak peek, and you're going to see me start the inviting for it. I'm going to wrap up the invites on the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. I'm going to do a last call to get people in, like on the 19th or 20th. And that'll depend on if I've hit Success Club 10 yet or not. I keep inviting in my challenge groups until I've got Success Club. And then that whole week, like the 19th, and then the week of the 26th, you're going to see the shift in my daily jabs, or my daily hooks are going to be based on coaching. Hey, have you ever thought about, hey, join me. Hey, let's do this. And that gets exciting too, because you've got the pressure off of Success Club, and you really get to focus on what you want for a team. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you are to the point, if you're new enough that you're like, I don't even know what this coaching thing's about, how the hell would I bring somebody in to coach with me? The business for the aspect of, challenge groups. And I will say, don't be scared to invite to the coaching opportunity. We'll do we do what we're comfortable with talking about, but you bring somebody in and they're excited about it because they're excited about there could be a financial reason. You could have been talking to somebody that, maybe they're struggling paying their bills. Maybe they're trying to save for a vacation. Maybe they're freaking out because they've got to pay for their kids' college and they have no idea how they're going to come up with like all of that money, and it's just really weighing on them. And you've got an incredible opportunity here. And I think once you hear the call on Monday night, that really breaks down the compensation. And then we can have any conversations after that on Monday to kind of better frame up the goals that you guys have. And how that relates to that compensation and how it can be realized. Because there's no goal too small, and there's no goal too big when it comes to what your goals are. And that's, and you're going to see that, and you're going to see what this earning potential is. So I just don't hesitate and don't shy away from inviting to a sneak peek just because you think that you're maybe too new at coaching and you don't really know what's going on, because you know what, we'll all figure it out together. Like that's what we'll do. So you've got something to add. You have value to add. We all do when it comes to coaching, and all we have to do is have the intent to want to help one person, just one. All right. So we were talking about Shaun T Week and the challenge groups. So what I want you to do is, those of you, if you've had people that did sign up for Shaun T Week, I want you to check in your back office to make sure all of their names show up. If their names didn't show up, hopefully you had asked for their order number and email. If you have those two pieces of information, there's a spot in the FAQ where you can just have them you can transfer them over yourself. If they didn't, then go back and ask them for it, because you want them in your customer list. Granted, they may cancel before the 14 days is up, and that's okay. They can cancel, but they're going to still be in your customer list, meaning you're going to have their email, you're going to have all their history of when they did this trial, and guess who you're going to reach out to the next time we have a challenge group that you're inviting to? Those people. So you're building your customer base. That's what the free groups are always about. It's about building customer base and having that pool of people, of challengers, because you know that they've been interested in health and fitness, right? They're interested in some aspect of it. Maybe they need to be accountable. Maybe they don't know how to eat well. They don't know how to balance. They don't know how to just say no to, donuts and everything else in their life. And so they were interested. So that's what the free group is. A lot of people are just in it for, let me get whatever I can for free. So the typical statistic is like 1 in 5, 1 in 10 are going to sign up with you for every invite that you go out. So it sounds terrible when it comes to talking about people, but understand it's a numbers game. So the more people you invite to your party, the more people are going to show up. And that's just like anything. Like if you were having a dinner party, there's always going to be the people that are like, oh, I'm busy. And then you've got the people that call like an hour before the party and you're like, oh, sorry, I can't make it. It's the same concept when it comes to inviting to a challenge group. So you've confirmed that they've signed up in the back office. Now I want you to be following up with private messaging every one of them that you have invited here, whether they have been participating in the group or not. You have no idea why they are or are not participating in the group. And so if you haven't seen a single post from them, the first thing I would be saying is, hey, have you gotten a chance to get logged into the back office or into the back office? I'm sorry. Have you gotten a chance to log into On Demand and check it out at all? Period. That's all you got to ask. They'll say yes or no. And if they haven't, say, hey, give them an opportunity to say, hey, you want to jump in with today and what's going on? Or, hey, you've got 14 days. What else would you like to try out? Because maybe Shaun T wasn't for them. Maybe they did get in and tried it and it really wasn't their thing. There are over 600 workouts in the On Demand library. There is a workout for them. If they're willing to work out, there's one in there for them. And so there's a couple questions there for you. How are you liking it? And if they say that they have logged in, how are you liking it? What part of the workouts did you like? Get a feel for it. Were they really digging on like the day we did weights? So you find out that they like to do cardio and weights together. Did they hate doing weights? Did they like doing the ab part of it? What do they want to see more of? Have they had the chance to look around? Did you guys know that there's a cooking show in the On Demand? Yeah. Did you know that there's the foundational videos in the On Demand, and you go in there and you can do foundational, you can do Fix 101, and you learn the very basics of clean eating and where it came for the portion and container. Fix 101 blew my mind. If you go in there and watch that video, I had no idea about the whole, how it originated. And I cannot look at another salad bar or a container of salad ever again the same. Like I walk downstairs at work and I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's way too big. Way too big, the bad portions, you know, and it's that awareness. I never had that until I watched that video. And so I watch it. I do actually watch at the start of every single challenge group. I ask the challenge group to do it. I do it too. It's that good of a video. So take note of that. Fix 101. But get them in there to get familiar with it. And what you're doing when you do that is you're creating that value for them. And if they start to see you're like, oh yeah, I want to do this. Oh yeah, I want to do that. They're not going to want to stop at 14 days. But it's up to us, and we can't just throw them in the group and then just assume like, oh, okay, they didn't respond. We don't know why they didn't respond. We don't really care. They weren't interested in it. We don't know what's going on in their life. It hasn't been made a priority for them yet. And you've got to keep that in mind, is that you have to be persistent in your follow-ups just as much as you are with your invites. So it's really, you've got to stop and say, how many times has somebody invited you to something? And you just were like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. You know, like the message got read and you kept on going and you meant to answer them and you would do it later. I don't know about if that's you, or it could be like me when I actually let my kids used to play with my phone and they would read my messages and I would never know it. And then I was missing messages from people. Sorry. Guess what? Exact same thing happens with challengers or potential challengers. So don't write them off just because they haven't logged in for anything for Shaun T Week. Okay. But as soon as you're talking to them, if you have like the vaguest notion that they're like, oh yeah, I really wanted to check it out, but I just got so busy. Just say, hey, why don't you come do the Fit for the Fourth group with us? It'd be awesome. Then you can have an opportunity to check it out. If they give you a money objection, say like, yeah, I totally get it, but you've got a 30-day money back guarantee. So you could technically just go do the whole group with us. And then the only difference is you'd have to try it up front or pay for it up front. Like really simple. You don't verbal vomit. Like you understand, and just make it really simple for them and very casual. Like, yeah, it starts Monday. I have the opportunity to invite, say 3 people to it. And I would love for you to be one of them. Use that approach for people. But do understand, and so anybody that's doing it, they can get the all access challenge pack. They can get the challenge pack that'll match them up. We match up a program for them, and it requires a Beachbody program and Shakeology. So I will tell you again, and I will say it again and again and again. Why do I require Shakeology in a challenge group? Because I believe with all of my heart that Shakeology has absolutely changed the way I eat, the way my nutritional value is. I am not the best eater in the world, but I go to the doctor now. I get my numbers back. I am healthy. I am consistently healthy. I feel better on a regular basis. People have been inundated so much with like so much garbage in the market, and they don't know how to read labels or anything else like that, so that they don't see the value, and they're very desensitized to it. And if you say, okay, you can come be in our group, you don't really have to do Shakeology. It's not really that important. They are never, ever going to see the value of Shakeology. And they will more than likely never buy it from you. And I say buy it from you, but they'll never get it, and they'll never try it, and they'll never do it consistently. So I require Shakeology in my groups so that people see that value. And you know what? If they do it for the first 30 days and they absolutely hate it, I mean, absolutely, it's just disgusting. They can't stand it. And I will help them return it, and I will never make them do Shakeology again. And they can still be in my challenge groups. They gave it 30 days, and they really gave it an effort. I'll tell you something. I've never had anybody do that to me. Knock on wood, I probably say that, and like something will happen. But I can always find a recipe for somebody. We just got to keep tweaking it and kind of get right back at it, because my first few Shakeologies, they were awful. They sucked. I realized that I actually don't like chocolate. Why would I order a whole bag of chocolate? I have no idea. I ordered it because I thought it was safe. I don't like chocolate.
Hey, Chris, whenever I did PiYo, and I didn't do it on demand. I did, I did the DVDs. It came with 3, packets. That's how I got hooked on it, because I originally didn't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get someone to go like past those 3 stages? The only reason why I did is I was following someone who was doing Beachbody before you were my coach. And I mean, she just dropped all this weight. And then I kept asking her, hey, do you do Shakeology? She goes, I've been doing it for a year and a half now. I do it every day. It's just like a habit. So like that encouraged me to get it after my little sample packets. But like, what do you say to someone to like order that or to redo it? Or, you know, if they're thinking of getting the first packet, like, hey, yeah, do this. You're going to get a sample, but add this to it.
You know, what I do, and so you and I came to each other and we're matched up from the coach leads. So like every month that you hit Success Club, you get leads that are sent to you. And so Lauren and I connected. I'm like, oh, hey, Lauren's in Michigan. That's great. I'm from Michigan. La, 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 you know, and we got to talk, and it was great. And it's harder. It's almost harder, yet it's almost easier to give value to somebody because they came to Beachbody. They came to Beachbody looking for the solution, but they've already also made a purchase, like based on whatever it is that they wanted, right? Which was the case for you. So what I always make sure to do, you know, if I'm inviting you to a challenge group, I'm going to be already giving you the value of Shakeology. I've got a whole blurb as to why Shakeology is perfect for you. We've gone through and had this entire conversation, and when I do that and we have this conversation, I tell you why I think you need Shakeology. Like, you know, you've told me that you're busy, you're on the go, you know, you're having these horrible snacks, cravings, you eat late at night, you can't control the chocolate. And I find these things out because I find where Shakeology is a benefit for you because it's so multifaceted that it can help you with so many different things. And to do that. And so, yeah, that consistency. So how am I going to create value? A lot of times, especially when it's somebody brand new exposure to Shakeology, I'll be like, look, try it. I haven't had a person yet that I haven't been able to find the recipe for. And if you really hate it, you know, if it's just something that doesn't work for you, you have a money back guarantee. So win-win, you get a little bit healthier for 30 days and you'll still get your money back. And most people are really put at ease with that. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, good. So what people can do now, instead of going with the quarterly, the better deal, if you do the money and you do is the all access. The base all access is only $99 versus being $38.95 per quarter for a year, versus the all access, which is $99 for the entire year. Excuse me. If you do the challenge pack is only $160. So you're essentially getting Shakeology for $61. You're never going to get it cheaper than that to try for 30 days. So it's a really incredible deal to get them to do the all access challenge pack. If you need any help matching people up to programs, like maybe you don't have a lot of exposure to different programs and somebody's coming in that just, you're like, you know what, PiYo is not going to work for you. But I have no idea what you need. Come talk to me. I'm pretty well versed in quite a few of the programs. So we can get that matched up for you. If you go into the Coach Link Generator, or if you go into Coach Codes or whatever it is you use to get your links, then there is an all access challenge pack link there for you. Now be careful because as of 1 June, the challenge pack, there's a challenge pack for Shakeology and there's a challenge pack for the performance line. And the performance line is the pre and post workout that you can get instead of Shakeology. If somebody gets that instead of Shakeology, it's still a challenge pack. It still got you your Success Club points, and it would still count so that they could gain entry into the challenge group. Okay. I'm going to skip over overcoming objections. We did it on Tuesday night on the new coach call. And again, why I'm asking if it was recording or not was because it didn't record the first part of the call. It recorded the second half. It just jumped right in and started recording there. I don't really know what happened on that. Casey and I are going to do a mock call this weekend. I'll throw it out there if anybody wants to jump on, but we're going to talk about overcoming objections again, so you guys have that recording. But I think both of you were on the call on Tuesday, weren't you? Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, I know. I don't know what I did yesterday either, Kristen. It's okay. Yeah. But we'll talk about this. But as you're having the conversations with everybody, I really want you to just stop and say, you know, jumping into it is that somebody comes up to you and says that they're interested. The first thing you want to do is you're like, oh my God, it's so great. I love it. It's changed my life. Everything about Beachbody. And you're going to love Shakeology. And it's multivitamins and nutritional, and it gives you everything that you need. And their eyes glass over and you're just like, you've lost them. And they're just like, holy shit, I'll see you later. And they run for the hills. They're gone. They're not going to talk to you again. And it really, so we want to avoid what we call verbal vomit. And it is, we have this, we want to pour our hearts out as to why somebody has taken the time to come to us and say, hey, I recognize what you're doing. I'm totally in for this. I want to do it too. And then in return, we pour our hearts out. And we're like, oh my God, I love it. It's changed my life. It's so fantastic. It means nothing to anybody. Like, in reality, they want to hear themselves talk. You know, give them the opportunity to share what's on their mind, because they're approaching you. They've got something, like, but you've got to find it out. You've got to ask those questions. And we talked about the breadcrumbing on Tuesday's call, and like asking them the questions and asking, you know, making it about them. So just because they came to you, you turn around and your number one principle is to make it about them when you're having a conversation. How can you ask a question in any part of the conversation? How can you ask a question that relates to them? Why are they interested in a challenge group? What have they been doing right now about their health and fitness? What does a typical day of eating look like for them? Do they go out to eat frequently? You know, do you feel like you're an intermediate or beginner? Are you kind of an advanced? What kind of workouts? I think I said that already. What kind of workouts do you like? And, you know, have them tell you about them so you can get that picture in your mind of, like, if they've got less than 30 minutes and they're kind of beginners, but they like to sweat and they've done it before, and they feel really good about it, but they don't, you know what, actually don't, I've got like 25 minutes maybe is what comes out. But they like weights, and they need some strength. They want to tone up, you know, I'm going to recommend 22-minute hardcore. I've got a 22-minute workout program for you. You're busy, 22 minutes, no excuses. You got this. Whereas I'm not going to recommend something like Core de Force, which has varying times to it. I love Core de Force, but I never knew if I was doing a workout that was 27 minutes or 48 minutes. And that's a big factor on your time. So when you're busy, that's something very important to keep in mind as coaches of what we're recommending to people with their programs, and to know that. So, and all of the time links on all of the programs, if you go in there, you can see it in the on-demand. You can see the length of the programs. You can also find it in the back office on any of the promotional items for the programs, and you can read all about that. Okay. All right. So that's what I've got on overcoming objections and social media. So I've talked to so many of you about social media, and how you are, not really big social media posters, but all of a sudden you're online health and fitness coaches. So we've kind of got to do a part to increase your social media presence. And a lot of you have said that you kind of want to ease into it a little bit more than just jumping right in. Totally fine. Makes complete sense. A couple of things to do. And there's a couple guarantees, and I've shared some schedules with you and everything, but work on adding one of these every day. And you'll be able, once you're working on getting one of these every day, all of a sudden you've got your 3 to 5 posts. And so a guaranteed is your workout picture every day. You have to build consistency, because you have no idea who is watching. There are so many people that will come up, and you never know that they have ever seen a workout pic or anything else that you have ever done. And all of a sudden they can tell you everything about, like, hey, how do you really like that, 22-minute hardcore program? It's really 22 minutes. And you're like, you've never even liked a post of mine. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Whoa, what happened? Yeah, it's going to happen. And you know what? Actually, Nicole just jumped on. And I'm going to laugh because Nicole is actually one of the perfect examples. Apparently she followed me for like 2 years, never liked a single one of my posts, not ever. And then all of a sudden she came on and she was like, I'm ready. I want to do it. I have no idea what sparked it. She has no idea what sparked it, but I did a post and she said she was ready and she signed up and she is ready to go again. I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that, Nicole. I really am. I mean, you totally inspired me. Like when I was kind of like in my head, like, oh, what am I doing? Yeah, that made my day. See, I need it too, guys. But that first, okay, so that workout pic, just throw it up there. It doesn't have to be anything pretty. Just be like, dude, I got it done. Like, boom. Just like most of you guys have been doing this week. Guess what? After this week, don't tag me in your post because you're not going to get any points, and you want it to be about you. You want people to drive to your page. When you tag me in a post, the first thing people are going to go do is they're going to go click on my name and go check out and see why is she tagging her, and come check out my name. I don't want them doing that. I want them to stay on your pages to understand what you guys are about. Now, the second easy thing that you guys can do in creating a social media presence is just, I had you do this as well. Go out and share a motivational picture. You can do this 3 times a week. You can do this 7 times a week, whatever speaks to you, but it's easy. You go through and you're like, God, I'm struggling today with, it's just like this like big mountain of everything. And I've just got to break it down into smaller pieces. Go out on Pinterest, go out on Google, whatever it is that you do or use, and find a picture that relates to it and say something about it. It's nothing Beachbody related. It's nothing challenge group related. It's just, this is what I'm feeling and I wanted to share it with you because you know what, you're going to help somebody. It's going to resonate with people, and you're going to slowly gather a lot of following when you do the motivational pictures like that. Now, pictures about family, friends, or your fur babies or anything like that related to you are going to gain the most traction. They always do. Some of you are concerned about posting a lot about your kids. And if you go back and look, I did a screenshot that are on, let's see if this works. Yep. So if you don't want to have your kids all over Facebook or all over social media or whatever social media platform that you're using, I don't know if you guys, did it share this? No? Okay. Let's see. Bring your window to the front.
It did for a second.
For a hot second? Okay. About that. You guys see that? Yeah. So you don't want to have your kids' faces or names or anything plastered all over Facebook. I totally get that. One of the things I like to use a lot, and you'll see this probably 3 or 4 times a week for me, my kids do weird, like just things that just floor my mind about them. And it's funny. And so like yesterday, literally my youngest rocked out, I think probably 4 full lines of TNT from AC/DC. I mean, he was down with Dynamite and down with Oi and everything to that song, and it blew my mind. And you know what? I just posted something like that real quick. And you know what? There's almost 40 likes on there, and there was a ton of comments. Brought traction to my page. It was funny. People can identify with what your kids are doing. They're like, oh, okay. Oops. Nope, that was it. I didn't mean to screen share. Stop screen sharing. And boom, you know what? You've talked something about your kids. You've brought people to your page, and you want to bring people to your page because the average lifespan of a Facebook post is less than 15 minutes. It's actually closer to 8. I think I put on the slide it was 13, and that was a statistic at one time, but I think it's actually gone down from that. People's attention spans are 0. Like once you're out of a feed, you're out of a feed. And the only way that you get back into a feed is if people start to, if you like a post, it gets back into people's feeds. So if you see that on Facebook, and I'm just using Facebook. We could talk Instagram some other night, whatever you want. But you know that feed bar on the right-hand side of the screen in Facebook? And it's rolling through and you're like, you know, Kristen, like this post. Nicole, like this post. Lauren, like this post. And people are like, oh, what's the post that they liked? And they go and they look at it, and it drives people to your page. So when I say that you want to be posting 3 to 5 times a day on social media, you want to be driving people to your page because they don't know what they're going to get, but they liked what they saw last time. And so they're like, what is Kristen up to today? What's Jenny up to? And so that one time a day, they're talking about your workouts. They're like, oh, okay, she's about her workouts. So do they know that you're a Beachbody coach? Well, they know that you're at least into fitness about something. What are the rest of your posts about? And this is where I really want you guys, why I told you to bring pens today. What I want you to do tonight is I want you to figure out at least 5 things that make you you. 5, even up to 10. Don't go past 10. And really, I'm telling you to do this because when you look at your Facebook page, would you follow you? If you go back, seriously, would you follow you? And if you go back and you look at it and you say no, get rid of the posts. If you like the posts on there, if they got a lot of traction and you're okay with it, that's fine. But if you go back there and you're like, I don't even know what this message is. Oh my God, these are terrible. No, you'll see me and I post about my workout. I have a motivational picture. I post something about my kids. I post something about wine typically because I like wine a lot and it's okay. And you want to be real. We're not perfect. So don't think that you have to be perfect as a coach. Obviously you don't have to be perfect because I just blabbed to the world that I binge eat last night all day yesterday. It was ridiculous. But it resonates with a lot of people because they don't want to see perfection because you know what? None of us are perfect. I do my food pictures. I have a running battle with laundry. I love posting about laundry. I don't know why, but that's just what works for me. And the never-ending battle. That's me. If I actually had a chance to read anymore, I would probably post about reading and like what books I'm reading and stuff. Figure out what is you. Do you love horses? Do you love, your kids? Do you love boating? Kristen, I think you guys still go to the island. Yeah. Yeah. That's something you guys love that. Like that's your family. That's what I know your family for too, what is it? Do you love the water? Do you love being on the boat? Do you love the island? What about island life do you like? Do you guys get to ride bikes around there? So just take that list and keep it with you. And when you're trying to figure out what you need to post about, pull from that list and you're like, something there on that list is going to inspire you based on what you're doing right now at that time. Does that make sense? And so going back to those slides, I just want you to take one day at a time and just add one more post to it. So add at a minimum, you already guys doing your workout pictures every day. The other challenge on Tuesday was to do the motivational picture. Start doing those every single day. Be consistent in your actions. I can't say this enough. People are like, oh, I don't really want to. I don't feel like it. I don't feel like getting up and going to work every morning either, but I kind of got to do it, right? Beachbody is the same thing. You guys have said you want to be coaches. We've committed to being consistent in those actions as well. And it's a lot more fun to be successful in our actions than to not. And then I will tell you that the coaches that just are silent on social media struggle in being coaches. So with that said, do you guys have any questions about social media? I get really fired up about this. No? Okay. You guys have your assignment. Go take all of your, make your list right now of what makes you you. Just what you are trying to do. You're not trying to attract every single person on social media, on Facebook. If you have 150 friends, they're not all going to be like you, and that's fine. And don't be scared about those people. What you want to do is you want to attract you, because think about the people that you want to work with. Do you want to work with busy moms, with busy parents, with busy, that's me. I'm a busy working mom. I can identify with that. I can't identify. I try to. I'm not cool enough to identify with the Snapchat crew. Like, there's a couple coaches on the team. They can tell you about Snapchat. It's fantastic. According to them, it's amazing. They've all tried to teach me. I just don't, it's not my thing. Right. I can tell you about what it takes to get up first thing in the morning, get my workout done, run a business, get my kids ready, and, you know, time management. That's what I can talk about. And so that just becomes who you attract you. That's what you're trying to do. So that's why I go back to when I said, would you follow you on your social media? And look at that on a regular basis. Okay. It's 10. I know we got started late, but it's 10. If you guys don't have any more questions, I want to wrap it up so that you guys can have your time to do your list. And then you can start looking at your social media, and I can start looking at it tomorrow too. So, and don't, from the heart, always remember from the heart, you guys. Don't worry about what the words have to say. Don't worry about like saying it right and being perfect on it. Just post it. It's what you're feeling. It will resonate with people, I promise. Okay? Cool? Everybody awake? Did I talk enough? Did I talk too fast? Yay! Okay. All right, guys. Have a great night. Talk to you later.